Hello. It's currently storming out there. It's uh it's thundering really bad. I thought lightning literally struck in my backyard or something. Um so I have a message today. I'm kind of spooked. Um I don't know how to format the message, so I'm just going to start speaking. Might be unorganized, but we'll get there. So, first thing I wanted to talk about, I got a message to speak on being stuck in the healing loop, the reconfiguration loop. So how do I say this? To make a change, first you notice the thing you need to change or want to change, and then you think about the plan of how to change the reconfiguration change. Like, imagine you're a computer and you have a file in memory and you want to change this, so you write a file that's the change instructions for how to change this file into what you need it to be doing. Like, these are the instructions you're following. I'm gonna write a file of instructions to change the instructions. Let's call this the way you're operating. This is your operating system. And then this is your modifications to change it, to update it. Now let's say you are trying to apply these changes, but for some reason the editing instructions, instead of what you're supposed to change your system to being updated to that state, the instructions to change it from state A to B gets written. And it's kind of like we kind of are making our operating system say, all right, change. That's the system. That's the loop we are running, is to make a change. And if you never change that, then you will be constantly changing. Instead of, I've gone from A to B and I'm good for now. The change I was trying to make, take that step, instead of running on I should go from A to B, actually go from A to B instead of running on change from A to B. And it's funny because it's like, you need that step, but if you never take away that step, you may have gone from A to B and not realized that you're good. You're good to go. And you're just repeating that. So in other terms, that is like, we might get stuck in healing mode, in self-improvement, whatever aspect it is, we'll get stuck in that loop. And it's just, as important as it was to notice there was something to change, You gotta notice when you've done it, that you've progressed far enough on that topic, and you can apply those changes and just embody them and be present. And if there's another change to make in the future, you can do that. um yeah, I think that makes sense. um I think that makes sense. So I'm gonna pull some cards from the Shaman's Way Oracle, because this deck has to deal with healing and kind of repairing our system and whatnot. Yeah, so I felt called to do that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try that out. Alright, source. What do we need to see today? What does the collective need to see today? That was like too many cards. Hold on. Let me just shuffle again real quick. More. Okay. Okay, source. You got 22, walk your path, and number 8, balance. Let's see what these have to say, and then I'll try to tie them into what we were talking about. So, walk your path. Keywords are acceptance, radical honesty, stepping into your power. Yeah, already that sounds kind of like what I was saying, is like we can get stuck in that loop because we aren't accepting ourselves for who we are. And, like, we're fine. You're perfect as is. I'm perfect as is. You've made, you know, having to make a change here and there is fine, and there's some kind of disbelief that we've changed enough, that we've done enough, and we get stuck in that loop of healing, of trying to fix something. But and so the keyword acceptance, radical honesty, stepping into your power. Go ahead and take that step. You've thought all about how to change. Go ahead and make that change. All right, let's see what we got here. We all know that person who says one thing and lives their life a completely different way. Many politicians and religious leaders come to mind. Walking your path is when you no longer fight the nature of your life. When you are given what you Walking your path is when you no longer fight the nature of your life, what you were given to work with, and the challenges you have to overcome. Instead, you work with it. Stop believing that life is supposed to be a certain way and accept it on its own terms. When you step into your role as a badass and move forward with living, no matter. Sorry, I'm scrambled right now. You step into your role as a badass and move forward with living. No matter your spiritual path, you have incorporated the following into your day-to-day life: truth, acceptance of suffering, authenticity, being of service, seeing the magic in every day, compassion for fellow humans. Are any of these missing in this situation? Okay. All right, now balance. That was walk your path. Yeah, we can really get stuck in a loop when we, for another reason would be if other people are trying to tell you from their perspective how you should be walking, then you can tend to feel like maybe I'm doing it wrong, and you consider their point of view, but you have to consider your point of view as well. Balance. The balance of those two ideas. Like, I'm me, you're you. I will consider you, but I won't sacrifice considering myself to consider what you're saying. So, balance. Number 8, let's go ahead and read it. Balance. Energy of the moment. Authenticity. Why is balance so elusive? We talk about it a lot. But do you know anyone who truly is in balance 100% of the time? Being grounded and living it, your authentic life is the foundation of a balanced life. But life happens. Balance is something to look at in a macro, not micro view. There are weeks when you can be totally focused on a project due to deadlines and don't make room for other things or experiences. But then you roll over to the other side, recognizing the energetic need at any moment to be able to adjust accordingly is how I see being in balance. Yeah. Yeah. So balance, honestly, is one of the biggest things out there. So, like we were talking about earlier, being stuck in a loop of reconfiguration, it's like you got to balance being that reconfiguration loop. You need to balance that with embodying the changes. There should be, it would be like this part embodying. Okay, changes need to be made, reconfigure. Changes were made, embody them. Change need to be made, reconfigure. Both, the balance of the two. Don't get stuck in one. Don't be so stubborn that you never change. If you need a change, you make the change. If you've made changes, if you've made enough changes for the moment, embody them. Balance between the two. Yep. Yep. What else? What else to say about that? Yeah, I think you can apply the concept of balance to pretty much everything. And yeah. Try to apply the concept of balance to everything. I'm not sure like when you would not want to be balanced. Balance is suggesting like where you want that concept to be. Um, oh, power went out. Yeah, that's a confirmation, I reckon. The storm is wild out there. Um, I'm not usually like scared of thunder, but it really did hit so close that it was like, yeah. So I'm just still here. I'm just still here. So before we end the message, I'm just gonna let's try something new. Spontaneity. I'm going to send you some energy, some intentions of walking your path and balance. Okay, you got this. And if you need help, come back again. I'll give you another message from Spirit. Yeah. All right. I'm like reluctant to end the message because I'm like, I like this energy. I just want to sit in it. And so even though I'm going to end the message now right here, I'm going to sit in it for a while because it feels good. All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day.